The leader of the Hamas political bureau, Ismail Haniyeh, has been on a trip to Turkey for the past few days, and he had many meetings with Turkish officials. And there clearly have been talks between the two about the day after Gaza, what's going to happen with regards to the aid, ending the genocide, and the day after, the potential of a Palestinian state, and many other things. We had statements from Turkish officials saying that Hamas will become a political party if you had a state. Hamas will become a political party. Turkey officially obviously supports the two-state solution. And they've been very vocal when it comes to the resistance in Gaza. They showed support for the resistance, and they are supporting a two-state solution. However, when it comes to forces in Gaza, this is a situation, this is a topic that has been spoken about previously. There were many offers to get different types of forces in Gaza after this genocide. And something that I personally criticize, because when you talk about international forces, they shouldn't be in Gaza, they should be in Israel, the country that commits a genocide. If you talk about peacekeeping forces, the peacekeeping forces should be in the country that is capable and has committed a genocide, killing over 34,000 innocent people. This is where you send your forces to, not Gaza, an occupied location with people looking to be liberated. However, to continue, the topic of this is Ismail Haniyeh's statement when it comes to forces in Gaza. Previously, they had many statements saying that any force will have to be approved by the Palestinian resistance, and if any force goes into Gaza without the approval of the Palestinian resistance and the Palestinian people, they will be treated like the occupation. And that was very evident from forces disguised as the Egyptian Red Crescent that belong to the head of the Palestinian Authority intelligence in the West Bank, that cooperate and collaborate and work under Israel, went into Gaza. They were captured by the Palestinian resistance. However, Ismail Haniyeh's recent statement elaborated a little bit further. He said, we mentioned, and we said previously, we welcome any Arab force so long as they're coming to help the Palestinian people in their way towards liberation. However, if this force's mission is to come and support the occupier, they are not welcome. Clearly criticizing some of these Arab states' positions that were offered to come to Gaza. We had the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant previously stating that 3 Arab states showed willingness to go to Gaza after this genocide, and clearly to protect who? Israel. If they're approved by the Israeli defense minister, who are they going to serve? The Palestinians? Of course not. That's the same person who called the Palestinians of Gaza human animals. He also mentioned, Ismail Haniyeh, that there were other alternatives, but these alternatives will not be functional. Now, what we understand from Ismail Haniyeh's statements are, number one, the fact that Hamas still keeps the position of refusing any force so long as they're not supporting the Palestinian people and serving the Israelis. It's very unlikely that any of the Arab states will send forces to Gaza to start fighting Israel. And this statement is sort of a dig as well on some of the Arab states that were looking to send forces to Gaza to help protect the Israelis. And another important thing that I wanted to highlight here is, again, what I said previously, the talk about the forces being in Gaza is absurd altogether. Ever since the beginning of this genocide, people have been talking about the day after Gaza, when the real talk should be the day after Israel. Gaza is a place under occupation. 72% of the population are refugees who were expelled from their homes during the ethnic cleansing campaign of 1948. Most of them live in poverty. Now there's a genocide and destruction. It's absurd, it's immoral, it's unethical to come and say the day after Gaza. Hamas is a democratic government, democratically elected. the democratic elections in Gaza were monitored by none other than the previous US President, Jimmy Carter. He said they were the most democratic elections in the Arab world. But clearly, some people don't like democracy when it brings parties that look for liberation and oppose the neo-colonial racist hegemony that is being imposed on them for the past 75 years through terrorism and violence.